Little ball inside. Luca then loses the ball and whack! Look at that. What an absolute beast. Luca just cuts inside. Dink, dinky dinky. Bar and post. Getting. Boys and girls, welcome back to the evolution of Everton. I, of course, am Millers. Thank you very, very much for joining us. We really appreciate your support. I don't know who is, by the way. It's just me. Literally just me. I do everything. So I appreciate your support. And I've got to say, right, the number of subscribers is going up slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. At the time of recording, we're at about 225, which is amazing. Thank you. But the YouTube thing, it tells me that about 60% of the people that watch, which is a larger number, are not subscribed. So if you could subscribe, please, I'd really appreciate it. Right, let's get into it. Okay, so the last time you were with us, we obviously made our debut in the Champions League, didn't we? We took on Inter, and unfortunately, we got beat. So that was what it was. And then, when you went away, we travelled to the Emirates and we took on Arsenal. Unfortunately, we lost Jake O'Brien early doors to a broken arm, so he had to go off. Declan did score. Then they had a player sent off and we managed to get an equaliser in the 80th. But one of them horrible, dirty penalties that you don't think is a penalty, but VAR says most definitely is. And then Saka converted that to make it 2-1. You're not too disappointed going to Arsenal and losing, of course, but I would have liked to try and maintain a bit of a winning streak in the Premier League. Nonetheless, we lost that one. We then took on Liverpool at home in the Carabao Cup, and we beat them. And to be fair, they went first team. They did, and we didn't. We rotated quite heavily. One or two first teamers did stay in, the likes of Tarks, the likes of Gibbs-White. They stayed in, but Owen Kuna, of course. But other than that, we rotated and we did really, really well. Rodriguez came in at the back post with a nodded goal. So that gave us a 1-0 win, and it takes us through to the next round of the Carabao Cup where we're going to take on Chelsea. So this isn't the easiest run in what is currently our cup. But we are through. We then took on United at Bramley Moor Dock and we drew 0-0. Not the worst. Quite happy with that, if I'm honest. It was a back and forth game, but I'll take a 0-0. I'll take a draw against United, no problem. We then took on Feyenoord in the Champions League. Now, this was at Feyenoord, but we managed to get a win. And I just want to show you this absolute thunder bastard from Rangers. Now, you're not going to see this from Joe Willock, are you? Watch this. This is an absolute screamer. Little ball inside. Luca then loses the ball and whack! Look at that. What an absolute beast. What an absolute beast. And that gave us the 3 points, which is obviously huge, and it gave us quite a chunk of cash too, which we really, really like. Then we took on Forest away. We travelled to the City ground. We beat them 4-0, and I've got something else to show you. It was absolutely delightful. Tak got a brace, by the way. I thought he was going to have a hattie when we got a penalty late on, but Rodriguez said, no, I'm having this. Get your hands off. But look at this goal from our Luca. Look at this. It's an absolute delight. It really, really is. So it starts with a free kick where I think we're going to lose it. Luca just cuts inside. Dink, dinky dinky. Bar and post. Get in, you absolute beauty. So, yeah, really, really good couple of goals to catch you up on there in the run that we've had since you were last with us. So, with the exception of the Arsenal game, 4 games unbeaten, what we're going to do today is a double header. We're going to take on Bristol City at home, and we're going to take on Monaco. We're currently sat 3rd in the Premier League, so a tremendous, tremendous achievement from the first 7 games. Bristol are mid-table, doing quite well for a team that have been newly promoted, so it'll be an interesting game. And then we're obviously going to take on Monaco in the Champions League. Next time you join me, we'll be in the dressing room at Bramley Moor Dock. See you shortly. Welcome back. Here we are. This is the starting lineup again, starting to look familiar. I have got a confession to make though. For the Liverpool game, you will have seen I rotated and I put Noppart in goal, right? I kept forgetting to put Pickford back in, not on purpose, just genuinely kept forgetting and cursing myself during the game. But he did really, really well. However, I am going to drop him out now because the reality is we need our best keeper in goal as we kick on. Of course we do. So Pickford is going back in. But Noppert did himself no disservice in the games that he played. In fact, he's got a very, very good record. And he's not the worst keeper in the world, is he? I don't get why he's only 2 stars, if I'm honest. But there we go. That's our coach's point of view. Anyway, Dorgu, left back. Branthwaite and Tark, centre half. Gendry on the right side of defence. Garner's going to hold for me. Rangers and Gibbs-White up there now in those 2 familiar positions. Kuna on the left, Rodriguez on the right, and Luca up top. Roy's coming back from fitness. He's going to start on the bench. Hopefully we'll get 15-20 minutes out of him, and then we might see him start against Monaco, depending on how he does today. Quite happy with Kona as well, by the way, coming into this position. So there's the flexibility to start to rotate in here is very, very good. And I've liked what I have seen so far. Let's get into it. I'm sure there's going to be an interview. There normally is, isn't there, as we release the lads to go and get themselves ready. Make sure you carry on your performance. I don't really like that one, but we'll say it anyway because, you know, my new assistant manager, Kylie, he really likes me saying that, so I will say it. Remain, how can I help? Defensive record, yes, strong. Proud of the record, Remain, I really am. Your team selection offered a little good. We don't want to have surprises, do we? Consistency is the word I'm looking for in here, but I can't see it. We've prepared well, Remain. Yes, I'm happy with Gendry's performance. Of course I am. Yes, and he'll carry on doing his thing. I'm not going to try and break it if it isn't already broken, am I? Let's shake hands and let's get underway, and off we go. So, I think this time, so this is coming out on Monday, so just under a week ago now, I put a post on the channel just asking if you'd be interested in a save that I'm kind of testing just for my own personal fun, really. I am building a save with the team that I actually coach for in real life. So it turns out Bristol have scored, but we'll ignore that. That I actually coach for in real life, okay? So I run an under-17s team for this club. I've also run the women's first team for them previously. So I've been with this club for the best part of 10 years, on and off. So I'm actually looking to do the save with those guys. I have used the editor to bring in the under-17s that I've got. Obviously, I've changed their names and stuff, but I've built them back up into the Radcliffe under-18s team, right? So I'd be interested to know if you'd want to watch that, or if I just keep it for me for fun. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. I really like the idea of it. Obviously, it does require the use of the editor, so some people won't like that. I'm not bothered. It's for my fun. But if you do want to watch it, let me know, and I'll think about sticking it, doing a recording of it. As Luca just hits the post, it seems, and McNally clears. Yeah, it's I think it's cool that the team that I coach for are in the game, right? So I think it'd be a missed opportunity for me not to do something. But if you don't want to watch it, I get that. I'll just do it in my own time. No problem. We are not doing very well here. We've nodded that away. Gibbs-White can get there. It's 2-on-2 if he's quick enough. I don't know who that is running with him, but he's been overtaken. Kuna, is it? Dorgu. Clip to find Kuna. Lovely control. Defying physics. Is that not a penalty, referee? Apparently not. Tarks has got it back under control. Gibbs-White through a gap for Rodriguez this time. Who nets? It's got in near post by the looks of things. That should probably not have beat Hotter, but I will absolutely take it as we draw level at Bramley Moor. Tarks was really well. Gibbs-White, there he goes, around the corner. See you later. Fullback's beaten. And then it goes. The keeper's collapsed, hasn't he? Absolutely collapsed like a house of cards. Not what you want to see if you're Bristol, but we'll take it. They've had far more of the ball, which is not pleasing to me. Shouts, demand more. Let's get on the ball, lads, because when we get there, we're really, really effective, as you would expect. Come short for me. Okay, leather it long. Lovely flick from Luca. Kuna's in. Oh, Hotter's had an absolute mare. Poppadom hands. Absolute Poppadom hands. I'd be furious if I was the Bristol manager. Absolutely furious. I was furious with that long ball, by the way. But Luca does what Luca does and wins the header. And Kuna just says, I'll have a go from here. There's no one with me. And Bosch, his hands absolutely crump up with absolutely no mango chutney in sight. Bobbins from him, but we'll take it. As we go into half-time, it looks like we're going to have the lead, fingers crossed. We've got another opportunity here. Gibbs-White, we're going to recycle back to Gendry. Gendry, not Gendry. That's Game of Thrones. Ball down the channel. He's not got there. McNally's got the ball. It's a horrible clearance. Clipped. Lucas found the ball. Ooh, I'll tell you what, there was no way Luca had any power on that. It was all in the neck, that one. And unfortunately, it went wide. I'm pleased with the attacking stats, but we've not had enough possession, and that's what I'm going to say to them. We've not been on the ball enough. So I'm going to make sure they're aware of that. That's what I'm looking for second half. I'm looking for that to pick up. Again, though, Bristol City are on the ball. Inside to Twine. He's lost out, though. Luke has won the ball. He's on his own again, though. He's going to have to turn back, I think. He's not done. He's lost the ball, and they've managed to clip Dog, who wins it back. Good. Garner inside to Kuna. Gibbs White, clip, lovely. Ref. What's going on there, ref? How many of them are going to... Unbelievable. Win that ball back for me. Knight's still on it. He's clipped for the back post. He's found Chong, and Bird has tucked away. That's absolutely... We had the ball twice. We had to transition twice because we didn't look after it well enough. And in the first phase, that's Luca, isn't it? He's got to turn back and just keep us on the ball. You're going nowhere. Chong does very well there, by the way, and Birdie's just stood on his own and pokes home. Not good enough from us at home here against Bristol City, who you would expect us to be beating. The possession is picking up, but it's just not enough. Probably going to have to make a couple of changes here. If for anything, just to reinvigorate us, because actually it's not going to plan at all. Rangers isn't having the best of games. On comes Dewsbury Hall. In you go for me. Try and get some running done. I am going to take off Rodriguez. I know he's had a good game, but I want to try and get a good sort of 20 minutes in Roy's legs, and he's anxious. So it makes sense for me to hook him, to be perfectly fair. And then what we might do is we might just throw Kyle George on for a little bit of ability to run at players. We're already positive, so let's hope that's going to make the difference we need. Chong is controlling the game today. Unreal, by the way, from Chong. It's picking up in terms of possession, but we're not having the requisite amount of highlights here. I'm going to demand more again to see if that's going to fire up the lads. Evidently, it's not. This is really poor from us. Bristol City are on the ball in the 89th minute. He's stood on his own there, by the way. Are we going to... Thank you. There we go. Well done. Thanks for moving. He's clipped long. How has he found the ball? How has he found the ball? That is appallingly bad. I should have left Noppert in goal. I don't know how he finds the ball in behind our centre halves, and then Pickford. I mean, you can argue it's at the post and gone in, so maybe I'm being harsh, but you just want him to push. I'm not watching that again. I'm not. Shambles. Absolute shambles. Really, really poor this from us. I'm sorry you've had to watch this, people. I truly am. I'm absolutely devastated. Step. Good. Good. George. Gendry. Play the ball down. Okay, he's gone inside. Found Dewsbury Hall. He's got options. He's shot from distance. It's gone through Hotter. Thankfully, their keeper is absolutely bobbins. That's gone through him like a hot knife through butter, not hotter. So, puns. Yeah, but really, really poor. Really, really poor. For us to have drawn 3-3 here, I'm not happy, and I'm sure the Everton fans wouldn't be happy, although that going in will make Bristol City feel a bit more like a defeat, and us rescuing something will give them a bit of a lift, I'm sure, but we weren't good enough. It's as simple as that. It really is as simple as that as well, by the way. Stoppage time drama, Callum. I was too focused on the play itself. Yes, he was the saviour. We definitely deserve to get something from the game. Outpossessed, you've managed to avoid defeat. I'm not. We weren't sharp enough, is what I'll say, because I'm not happy with the lads, and that drops us to 4th, which is disappointing. We should, in theory, be up there on 16 points with the likes of United and Villa, but we've thrown away 2 points. Bobbins, absolutely bobbins. Right, next time you see me, you're going to be joining us for a Champions League game against Monaco. Let's hope for a better showing. Welcome back. I'm still a little bit perturbed, if I'm honest with you, but welcome back nonetheless. We are about to take on Monaco. The side will remain exactly the same. We've dropped it back to balanced. I'm going to try and feel out Monaco in terms of how they're going to be playing. It looks like they're going to play the same shape that we are, so it'll be interesting to see how they start. But it's exactly the same lineup that took on Bristol City, and I'm hoping for a little bit more, if I'm honest with you. But nonetheless, let's get this done. Let's get the Champions League game. You can see only 8 subs. I made the mistake of not realising the under-18s were playing on the same day. Therefore, my kids can't come into the starting lineup for us. So we are a little bit weaker on the bench than I'd like to see. But hopefully that's a message to the board, thinking. Give me some more money, please. Give me some more dosh. Yeah, it is important we do that, absolutely. Let's just say that then, because the other responses were absolutely bobbins. Go make me proud, please, attackers. Chris. Yes, I'm absolutely looking. We need to stretch ourselves a little bit more. We always look to attack, don't we? That's how we play. What do you see the deciding factor between the two teams? Fine margins. Whoever executes the game plan. Yes. Imagine hearing this belting out at Bramley Moor Dock the first season you were in there. How pleased would the Toffees fans be? I can imagine they'd be very pleased. Really, really good night for us. Really good night for us. There's the Monaco lineup. Really strong, as I'm sure you would expect. Berg is the lad from PSG. We had a brief look at him midway through last season, but we didn't pick him up in the end. He's gone to Monaco. I think Monaco were paying him an absolute fortune, and we just couldn't stretch to those kinds of numbers. So no doubt he will hurt me today if the game is anything to go by. But we are underway, and as you can see, they have lined up in the same shape that we play, so it's going to be an interesting one. It might come down to quality, and I'd like to think we should edge that. Having said that, Monaco have got a direct free kick. Enrique. Is he going to clip or is he going to go for goal? He's gone for goal. It's rippled the top of the goal, but thankfully it was on the other side of the bar, so it's not impacted us. But they have got a corner. 15 minutes in, they're going to do an outswinger. We've managed to nod it away, but not far enough. Ngonge, probably not, they're saying that the right way. Let's call him Cyril, has managed to put it through bodies and put it past Pickford. Not the ideal start to our Champions League evening now as well. I think it's on Hughes. Teze sets back, look at that, and then it just comes through bodies. It's horrible for Pickford, it really is. It's not one you fancy as a keeper, and it's found its way through him into the back of the net, and unfortunately we are behind in our third Champions League game. We've got to do better. I don't doubt our quality though, to be honest. I really don't. I think if we were in the Europa League, and even more so if we were in the Conference League, I think we'd stand a good chance of winning the thing. But this is probably a level above. Rodriguez has netted again, by the way. Was he found by Kuna there? Because if he was, that's even better. Kuna's got the ball down here, or does he set it back for Rangers? He cuts back, doesn't he? Oh, with a dirty little chop, and then Rangers clips to the back post. I'll tell you what, Rodriguez is saying, you don't want to be sticking Roy back in here. And he's not wrong. He's not wrong. We have also got the opportunity of playing Roy at right wing back as well. So, I'm pleased we can fit him in different areas. I don't want to lose him because he is class. Where does he go in the team? Not sure right now. Maybe on the left-hand side. Kuna's at a 6.4. He's not playing fantastically well, although that chop was absolutely disgusting. Yeah, disappointed. Yeah, go and show me something else, lads. Half time, and now we've got a kick-off highlight, so let's see what we can get from this. Branthwaite plays it short to Dorgu, and Cyril's on the ball, but Branthwaite steps, thankfully. Kuna, look after it. Come the other side. Good. Open up now and try and play. Love that. Gendry's trying to get up with him, but can't keep up with Rodriguez. He's boxed early, trying to find Luca, and does so. That save defied physics. I don't know how that stayed out, but it did. Really, really good opportunity of what we're capable of, though, when we do get the ball into the box. That's going to completely hit Luca's strengths. Enrique, though, for Monaco. Nearly call them Arsenal, then. Salisu, back to Berg, the play we highlighted pre-game. Teze looks to step out, finds Berg again, but we've stepped and Rangers has won it really well. He's looked after it, found a gap to Rodriguez now. Box again for me if you can, but he's cut back. Played Gendry, who's got inside the box. Found Kuna, and Kuna has netted Both our wide players have now scored. Gendry does really well there to get forwards. He did a little bit of that in pre-season before he got injured. I think it was the Lazio game where he actually scored. He likes that inverted position where he steps inside. He's not afraid of using his left foot, and then Kuna tucks away with his right. Nubel goes down, but it's not enough, and we take the lead now. Moves us to 9th in the Champions League. Again, not something I'm keeping my eye on, if I'm honest. This is a bit of a money grab for me, to be perfectly frank, because of how much of a stretch I think this really is for our football club right now. Monaco back on the attack, but Garner steps in and wins it for me. Branthwaite finds Rangers again. Rangers back to Dorgu, inside. Again, we're lax with our passing. Berg. Garner wins it back, but it's not enough. Cyril's through, and Cyril's netted. He's offside, says the referee. I'm not sure he was, if I'm honest with you. Pickford thinks he is. They're celebrating. It suggests he's not, and he's not. It's awarded. It's Desmond. Berg steps forwards there and he loses out, but Caljuste just finds Golovin and he threads him through, and he was definitely onside. Don't know what the liner or the referee were thinking there, if I'm honest with you. We're not watching that again. Let's move on. Disappointing then. So we've just given away a lead. We've worked our way back to get that, and unfortunately now Monaco are back on the ball. Berg looks to try and dictate play, but Dorgu stepped in. Well done. Luca. Again, there's a gap there, and he's seen it. Rodriguez is in. Deflection, and it's beat Nubel. That was definitely a lovely little goal, and the deflection's killed him, hasn't it? But the ball through the gap by Luca was superb. Let's watch this back. Dorgu inside to Luca, and he just sees it. Look there. Rodriguez is on the shoulder of his man, and the deflection sends Nubel the wrong way, and by the time he went the right way, it was already past him. Superb to get the lead back. The lads have worked really, really hard to do that, and I'm proud of them for doing so. We're going to make a couple of changes now just for legs. I'm probably going to send Roy onto that left-hand side because I think Rodriguez is on his hattie, so it would be a bit harsh to do otherwise. We'll do that. George can go on up top. Again, the ability to run at players. And Dewsbury Hall is going to come on for Gibbs White. Go and have a run in that area for me. See if you can get forwards. You did very well when you came on. Go and show it in the Champions League for me, son. Go on, out you go. We're into the 85th minute now. We are holding the lead as it stands, and this would be a big one for us. Newcastle are currently losing 4-0 to Real Madrid, by the way, only just because I just saw that there in the break. Step in, good. Dewsbury Hall wins it. Out wide to Roy now on the outside. You can cut in with his right foot. He's found Kai George, and Kai George has tucked it away. The ref seems to think he might have been off, though. I wasn't sure. He was on the shoulder of his man. Let's have a quick look. Is VAR going to be kind to us this time? It is. And we take a 4-2 lead now at Bramley Moordock. That's surely got to be everything. You like to see this with Roy as he comes inside with his right foot. And then George, I think that's his first goal for us in competitive football, I want to say. That was a lovely finish. Really pleased to see that. That's what you want. If your other centre-forward doesn't score, you want to see your replacement centre-forward score, don't you, of course? So really good for us. And that's full time. We get our second 3 points of the Champions League campaign. And more importantly, you'll see in a minute, we get some serious coinage to Remain. It's you again. How can we help? You got the win. It wasn't a smooth ride. No, the momentum always seemed to favour us, though, Remain, didn't it? Don't you think? Back from the dead. I'm happy everyone worked for each other, of course. And yes, it does please us. And we saw patterns, gaps. We're in the top 8 in the Champions League, people. So, we're doing all right. We're doing all right. How much money did we get from that? 2.4 big ones. Karen's smiling. Helps the bank balance. Rodriguez is doing tremendously well. Arm round, come here you. Superb lad. Really well done. I think maybe the fact that he's lost his first team positions really helped him. But that's really helped us, particularly in the coffers when we're not doing all that well. Minus 21 million in the bank balance, but loads in the transfer budget, which I'm hopefully going to be able to spend as we get into January with the help of Jonas. Right. That's your double header done. When are we coming back, I suppose, is the next one. Can I avoid doing Barcelona? Probably not. Let's come back for Barcelona. Let's do that. Okay, the next time you join us, we'll be taking on Barcelona at the Nou Camp. Let's see how it goes. Thank you very, very much for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. Take care.